What's up, guys? Welcome to the new episode of Drunken Ship Podcast. This is episode 9. Yeah.
Jesus.
And this is our first ever guest.
Yeah.
Hello.
Woo!
Clap.
That's me. I'm Colin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you legit are our first guest ever, even since 2016.
Thanks, dude. That's cool, man. You know, and it's honestly seeing you guys get this far with it, even though it's only been nine episodes. Because I've always thought about doing podcasts or talk shows and stuff like that. So I've been thinking about doing it, but it's just cool to be on, you know, and hang out and talk.
Yeah, dude. Talk about anything. Anything that comes to mind. Be serious, funny. Literally anything. Yeah. I haven't seen you since 2016?
2015? Yeah, it's probably 2014, 2015 or something like that. I know it was before Trump got elected. I'll tell you that though.
Was it?
Because I think I was still, I was in like Raleigh or Wilmington by that point, I think.
Wait, did you leave before The Force Awakens came out?
Before what? The
Force Awakens. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I went to go see it in theaters.
Okay, you were there. My memory's kind of brain. You guys never met either, have you, Jordan and Colin?
I kind of know Colin, but I don't think I ever really introduced myself to Colin.
Online, yeah.
But you guys follow each other on
Twitter?
Twitter?
Me from like Twitter and stuff, but I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like I remember seeing you at school, but I don't think we ever came up to talk to each other or anything.
Yeah.
You went to Art Institute? Yeah. See, I didn't even know. Yeah. See, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You were there in like when'd you leave?
I don't know. I don't even think I stayed a full year, honestly.
You were like there in what, 2014?
I think so. I was there during. I got there. I think it was like spring break or something. Because when I first got there was like nobody. Everybody was still at home, I guess.
It was you and Byron that came at the time. You guys were
new, so right? I think that was spring break, and I think I stayed through till like that fall or that winter, and then I think I left that winter.
God, time was going slow then.
Yeah, it felt longer than that.
Yeah, it felt longer than that.
See, that's like when we had like the school was like full. It had like a ton of people and stuff. So it was it's so easy to like not see someone, but like after a year, 2015,
Thanos
you
happened.
The snap. Yeah. Like you knew everybody.
Yeah, and I only had class I think 3 days a week because I tried to stack most of them I could into a day so I can have the most days off. So I wasn't at the school very often, or just to get like Wi-Fi or get away and stuff too.
Are you in it for Wi-Fi?
I know the house had Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we had Wi-Fi.
But I don't know. I was always sitting at the house like doing the same old shit, watching TV and stuff. And I was like, I'm just gonna go to the school and do something else.
Yeah, that's how it was too. Later on, just left. I think like around like 2016, 2015, I stayed at school more than home just to get stuff out of the way. And plus,
did you graduate?
With people. Yeah, 2018. It'll be be 2 years in a few days, right?
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. June.
Well, congratulations! 14th. I never finished school. I've been thinking about going back, but I never did.
I'm nowhere right now.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. I work a retail job.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say at least I have a job and an apartment and stuff. At least I could say that.
Yeah.
But I don't have a degree or anything.
Are you still in Charlotte or where are you at now?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville? Yeah. I've been in Jacksonville.
It's all right. It's okay.
I hate Florida.
I mean, there's like things to do and stuff, but I mean, it's all right.
We just talked about that.
It's too hot for me.
It's actually hotter down here than over there, in my opinion.
Is it?
It's more humid down here.
No, in Virginia, it's fucking humid, dude.
It's cold up there.
Here, it's like a dry heat.
Yeah.
It's just like you feel it on your skin, but in Virginia, where it's like, what's that, sweet tea?
You always say this every time I get this.
Sweet tea. I know
you say this every time.
Country.
It's too sweet though.
McDonald's was like, when I did drink sweet tea, dude, McDonald's was that top tier sweet tea.
Like a gallon of sugar in there.
They got the top tier Sprite too.
Huh?
They have top tier Sprite too.
Yes,
the Christmas Sprite.
That's acid. When you hit your throat, it burns.
Batter acid.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta just like, oh my god.
Oh man. Wow. So, Kyle, you still be reading comics, man?
I haven't recently. I've been keeping up mostly with Superman Action Comics.
Bendis.
I believe so. I still need to finish. He did. Was it Bendis that did the Man of Steel series, like the mini series? Yeah. Because I have those physically. Those are like, I think those were the last comics I bought physically. Like everything else I have digitally now. Yeah. But I still need to finish that. I haven't finished it.
It's okay. The villain Ragal, what that guy name is, he sucks. Nothing special about him. So don't go in.
Yeah, and then I've got a buddy at work. He's been keeping up with. I guess there's like or I don't know. I'm probably out of the scene by now, but the 2099 thing that was happening in Marvel. I haven't caught up with like Marvel comics in a very long time.
It's the same. I haven't read Marvel in a year. Yeah, you right?
Yeah, so I have no idea what they're doing. I read mostly DC, and I think I have a couple like indie comics, Dark Horse comics, and stuff like that.
I haven't read Marvel since when Hickman started writing X-Men. X-Men, what was it called again? The recent run. Is it X-Men Legacy? I forgot what it was called.
There was I remember there was one X-Men series that I read. It was like the big like fat issues, and it was basically just a retelling of like the whole X-Men story, like graphic novel style. Yeah. But it was like a double issue comic book like every time, but I only think they did 3 or 4.
I forgot what that one was called.
Forget what that one was called, but it had really cool art, but it was like comic strip art rather than like comic book super detailed art.
Jordan, you reading comics? He hasn't. He's so lost right now.
I didn't know Action Comics was still a thing. I thought that was like only from the 50s.
Nah, this in the thousands right now, dude.
I mean, I do have some collections from the 50s that I do like read up on every now and then.
Yeah, I want to buy that. What is it, the Golden Age collection thing?
Yeah, they have the. I had that. I had the Silver Age. I think I have the Silver Age Flash one. Because I was reading up on a lot of Flash there for a while. Yeah,
it's so hard to read comics from the 50s and stuff.
And then the show went downhill. I stopped watching out the Flash after like season 3 and stuff like that. I don't watch CW shows anymore.
Dude, I've grown out of that too. I stopped at like season 2 of Flash as well. I remember saying King Shark and I just stopped. Or something.
The King Shark.
Was it season 2?
I think so. Yeah, and then they had Gorilla Grodd as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Is that like the Barack Obama?
No, that was Legend Tomorrow. I've never seen that yet. I have no interest in that.
I've never even heard of that.
The Legends Tomorrow. I think I watched season 1, but it was just, I don't know, it was just really campy. And I gave it a chance, but I didn't like it.
Yeah. These CW shows, they just feel
CW makes like the exact same show for the
same mansion.
They have this exact same template for every season.
Yeah, they always have like the tech team that's helping out the hero Cisco. And their intercoms.
Sometimes you wonder how they hear them. Like
they're like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They got to keep reminding you it's CW, so they know it's like these like teenage girl viewers watching. So they got to put it like a girl, like a relationship plot in there somewhere. Like Iris.
Batgirl.
I love how the Flash did the Smallville thing, where in Smallville the meteor shower caused essentially everything, like made all the villains and stuff. And then in the Flash, it was the particle accelerator or whatever exploded. Yeah. Oh, but I remember I've been watching a little bit of Smallville because I think it's on Hulu, and then I've started to notice at least the first like 1 or 2 seasons, it's most of the villains are like. It's because of the meteor shower, or whatever. Because
I tried rewatching Smallville a few months ago. It's hilarious how dated it is.
It's really dated. It's really dated, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. Pa Kent's the best one.
I still remember it because sometimes I'll watch some episodes and I'll like remember exactly where I was when I first saw it, like on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, Batgirl. I haven't still watched Batgirl either. I think that's CW.
Oh, the what's her face? Ruby Rose quit Batwoman after like season 1. I've never seen it, but apparently she's done. Yeah. So they're gonna try. Apparently they said they're gonna try and get a new lead, but I think it's just gonna get canceled.
I said throw it on like HBO Max or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I have HBO Max. Do you guys have HBO Max?
No, but I might get it for Ben 10.
No.
I'm gonna watch Ben 10.
Yeah,
again.
I went ahead. I pre-ordered it.
HBO Max. You can pay $15 a month just for some Ben 10.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I've been saying this for months.
They have every single Ben 10 though. Is the thing. Even the live action Cartoon Network horrible.
Oh my
movie.
god! I forgot about that. What about the one?
They even have that one.
The Alien Force live action. Was it that one too? Remember that one?
Yeah, they have Alien Force. They have even the new like remake one. They have the OG one, Alien Force, and then Omniverse.
Yeah, Omniverse.
How many incarnations have there been of Ben 10?
Well,
I think like 4.
There's like 4 main.
Well, 5 if you count the live action one.
You know it's a GOAT series when this thing won't die and it keeps coming back 4 times.
I didn't give Alien Force and Ultimate Alien that much of a chance back then. It was boring as a kid when I watched it back then.
Alien Force I thought was very good.
Yeah. I
wasn't a big fan of the original one, I guess. But
I did opposite. Like wow. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I was the opposite of that one. Like I watched Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. It was just so boring compared to the original one. It's like more serious.
It was more serious.
What's up?
Which one's the one they're adult? Like it's a second incarnation.
It's like 15 to 16 Alien Force or something.
Yeah, Alien Force. That's when he teams up with Kevin 11.
Yeah,
because Kevin 11 used to be a bad guy.
Yeah, I remember they made it some like bullcrap plot where
so stupid. Ben 10, Kevin
11. When like Gwen and she's a part alien apparently. Remember they revealed that? Like
I think I remember that. You know what was fire was the cartoon movie. I think it was Ben 10 Omniverse or whatever it was. And there apparently was like I forget his name. It was probably some generic game with Gon or Gorg at the end of it. But he was like taking over the universe, searching for the Omnitrix or something. And it was like
a time travel guy.
I think it might have been time travel, but I remember like Ben basically got like abducted by like the little frog looking alien. He was the creator of the Omnitrix.
Great Matter, that was his name. That's when he goes way big for the first time. That giant guy.
Yeah. I remember it vividly because he's like sky surfing, essentially, like on a skateboard.
Man, I haven't watched Ben 10 forever.
That's the only picture I have of that mind.
Ben 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
And his baggy cargo pants.
What's her name? What's that girl's name? No, gosh, she's an actress. She does Ben 10's voice.
She does Ben 10's voice. Tara Strong.
Tara. Who's Tara Reid? That's the girl from Sharknado. Have you seen those, Kyle? Sharknado.
I saw the first one. I mean, I like B movies, but I don't like purposefully shitty B movies.
That's like a D movie.
It's like a Z
or
an
F
S.
movie.
Call it S for like sci-fi movie.
I mean, they're good. I mean, they're all right. But I prefer like Piranha and like Barracuda and stuff like that. The Sharknado thing, they kind of, I don't know, the hype is too real for it to be a mediocre movie.
It's far from mediocre.
They realized what they were doing.
Garbage.
Like the second movie, they're like, oh, okay, we know our audience for this.
Yeah.
Wait, they got a. You said Barracuda? That's a Barracuda movie? Like it's a rip off of Piranha?
There's Piranha. Because there's an OG Piranha from like the 70s, and then there's the new one, which is like the 3D one.
Yeah,
3D. And then they also have the old Barracuda, which is also a movie from like the 70s, and I think they remade that too. But that again is also a B movie. But I mean, Lake Placid, fire.
A classic.
Right? Deep Blue Sea, fire.
Yeah. Lake Classic.
But I just don't like Sharknado. But I like those. Those are good B movies.
This movie's hard to watch. Sharknado.
They broke the glass ceiling and were now considered A-list movies.
Sharknado?
No, Lake Placid.
Oh, Lake Placid. Yeah, Lake Placid is awesome. I haven't seen it forever though. I think I have it out on VHS. Man, I just remember that scene with a cow. It was a cow, right?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Like put it down by the water.
Yeah, he just eats it because like some lady was feeding him, right?
Yeah, people kept feeding them.
Yeah,
they were trying to lure it, I believe, to trap it. And then I remember the Lenny Kravitz song from that movie as well, "Fly Away." That is embedded in my memory because I mean, a little personal history. My mother used to say I had a obsession with alligators and Lake Placid when I was a child for some reason. I don't know why, but apparently I did.
Aren't you from Florida?
If you think about it,
I'm not from Florida. I was mostly raised in Florida.
It's in your blood then. What's up, Jordan?
Like, if you think about it, I mean, alligators are just legitly dinosaurs that have never changed. Like, this is a creature that was like pretty much, if you just think like 2 million years ago, it was the exact same fucking, like, it looked exactly the same, but just bigger. That's all it was. And they've just gotten smaller and faster.
They used to run at you. They used to have like longer limbs. Yeah, they used to have longer limbs back then. So they used to legit chase you.
Like hold themselves up and
yeah, they used to
some of them can, like, they can still hold themselves up like that, and it's kind of creepy. But
yeah, the apex predator.
They are
apex predator.
Apex predator. Oh wow!
But they have like a huge blind spot behind them.
Really?
Yeah, it's you can sneak up on them pretty easily, but it's just that they can overpower you.
Yeah, you should tear your arm off.
You should watch. Have you seen Swamp People or whatever that show is called?
Yeah.
There's just. I mean, I'm not advocating to kill gators. I mean, gators are a nutritional food, but they have like that. They have that soft spot in the back of their head, and they're koofy, and you just have to shoot them.
Yeah,
and then they're done.
Get a rifle. You never watched that show?
Either that or a knife.
What's it called? Swamp People. Yeah, you never watched that before, Jordan? It take place in.
No, I definitely have because it's
either Swamp People or Gator People.
I think it's Swamp People. Yeah, this show's hilarious because they all speak English, but they all need subtitles for what they're trying to communicate.
Does this still come on? I haven't seen it forever.
I believe so. Probably, if it does, it's probably reruns at this point.
Wow, forgot about that show.
Television cable has changed. I don't watch.
Do you have cable?
I don't watch cable, no.
Finally.
I have, most of my stuff is streaming. So I have a couple like streaming services, YouTube, and I mean, if I really want to look at news, I'll go to a news site or a couple news sites and just look at the news. I don't need television to have the news on.
Yeah, I don't say that stuff's still alive, to be honest with you, when everything's online.
We're finally getting to the threshold where like cable's essentially coming over to the internet, because
the streaming service.
Yeah, because eventually, and I've said this for years and years and years now. Eventually, there's going to start being package deals for like if you pay $50 a month, you're going to get like HBO, YouTube, like premium, and then like Hulu.
It seems more expensive now.
I mean, my mom already has an app technically for her for like the local news here or whatever. They have like a streaming app technically.
Wow,
but,
they
like,
can afford that?
They'll go live. Like if they go live, you can watch it on your phone now instead of watching it on TV. Yeah, she has it on her like Ruko or whatever, that Fire Stick thing too.
You know, I found one last summer and it never worked. It was free too. I told you about that, right? I found a free Amazon Roku. Yeah, couldn't get it to work. Apparently, really buggy or something.
I mean, those things are coming like obsolete. If you buy a TV now, they're all smart TVs.
They all installed.
Yeah, it's already. Yeah. So I mean, like, those things went out really quickly because I mean, like, I remember having a smart TV. It was like a 25-inch smart TV back in like 2015. So I mean, like, unless you have an older model TV, you really don't need them.
You know, Fandango.
And a lot of TVs you could plug in external hard drives into as well, and just read files directly from the hard drive.
Yeah,
that's how I've watched movies before. I would just like, I have them downloaded, so it's like, well, let me just put it on this USB stick and see if it runs on the TV, and it does. So I can.
Yeah, I did it once. You can look at photos over there too. Apparently, the Fandango app is not a PS4 or a DC Universe app. Why they do that?
Fandango is what? What?
It's not on PS4.
Like, it's probably poorly optimized.
Yeah, why would it be on PS4 is my question though.
I mean, like the movie app, like because it's on Xbox One, but it's not on PS4.
I thought Fandango was like a movie review / you can buy your movie tickets. I didn't know you could rent or buy movies.
Yeah, I rent movies from them through my TV. Like,
I didn't know that.
I mean, it's pretty much just having Redbox in like your like for streaming. They're like $5 a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
I've used Amazon or Amazon Prime or whatever it is. I've used that to like rent something.
Yeah, it's pretty. Essentially, it's just that.
That's how I watch Sonic the Hedgehog.
the movie.
You know, it's getting a sequel now.
Yeah, the movie.
I don't care.
I didn't finish it. I fell asleep.
Huh?
I didn't finish Sonic. I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I watched it in theaters when it came out.
It was all right.
Yes, it's mid.
But I still support Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's just basically why I saw it too, actually, because of Jim Carrey. I miss seeing Jim Carrey like that.
That's the only reason I saw it.
Yeah. He's like same old 90s Jim Carrey.
But yeah, it's getting a sequel, apparently.
Yeah. Probably Tails. Yeah.
Sonic
but you know.
Tails.
Oh, that's a spoiler, maybe.
I haven't seen the end.
Sorry.
I knew there was something at the end, but I didn't stay around for it, so I never. But
it wasn't
like, I guess
great.
Tails shows up at the end.
Yeah, it's funny because they used a video game voice actress for Tails. Clearly, she's not returning for the movie. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. They'll probably hire like if they have like actual voice lines, they'll probably get some like big
Scarlett Johansson. It's Tails.
Scarlett Johansson is Tails.
Tails. Confirmed. We're calling it here now. When's it come out? 2021, right?
Everything's coming out next year as long as we make it.
As long as we make it. No hope. Dude, this year's been garbage, dude. It's getting worse.
Each new month is like a new level. It just gets harder and harder.
What's next? That's all I say to myself. What's
Apparently
next?
there's a meteor the size of the Empire State Building headed towards Earth.
It's not gonna hit Earth. It's going near it. They always say headline clickbait.
I don't know. With our fucking like luck, gonna hit it this year.
Or just graze us.
Yeah, they'll kill like 6 million people though. Like.
You know, I kept saying like over and over and over, like, oh, 2020 is gonna be futuristic as fuck because it sounds futuristic, right? 2020. Yeah. The year 2020. Yeah. Yeah, it's dystopian. Dystopian future, not.
I mean, I guess that is futuristic.
It's playing.
Mad Max futuristic.
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of Mad Max. I can never get into it.
Did you watch?
Have you seen the old ones?
You watched the new movie, like the apartment, right?
The movie's super overrated, dude.
No,
not a bad movie, but it's not that good.
It's pretty.
Mad Max smacks, man. It's really good.
Come on, guys. Like, what, they fight over gasoline or something? That's
They're fighting over water and gasoline.
Yeah, water and gasoline. God. And women, apparently.
Really?
Especially the new one. In the new one, I guess.
Milk.
Wasn't
there milk?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was a weird thing with milk, I remember.
Yeah, there was like the dude like drank like the girl's milk or something apparently in that movie.
That's
the
what
weird
it was,
dog guy or something, yeah.
I bet that shit was hot too.
Oh yeah, on the desert. They said hot. It's like the lemon milk.
I'm lost. What?
What about the new Mad Max? There's a dude, I forget his name. He's fucking butt ugly as shit, really ashy because he lives out in the desert.
The white hair guy?
Yeah, and he has like 3 or 5 women basically as like sex slaves that he's using to try and like breed an heir or whatever. And there's an older woman too, if I remember, and they're like basically farming a couple of them for their like breast milk or whatever to feed to the other servants or the bald-headed guys basically.
That's
loyals.
nasty.
I forget their names.
That's a disgusting word. Breeding.
Yeah, it's really gross.
It's a nasty word. Breeding.
It sounds robotic.
It sounds like some inhuman thing. Like, we're just breeding these people.
Yes, I mean, it was. I guess in a way, it was inhuman of them to do it. So
yeah,
I mean, but then the point of it was them like running away, and then Mad Max, I guess, just got caught up in the middle of it.
So it's like Mad Max. Is he the same as Mel Gibson character, or are they the same person?
Yes, yeah, they are.
Yeah,
it's like a reimagining though. It's not like a sequel or anything, right?
I don't think. I think it's just like almost like a continuation in a way. It's just another story in the Mad Max universe.
Because I've never seen the originals. I've only seen the new ones.
I've seen some of the originals. Like
the Thunderdome's the best one.
The third one.
That one's the most brutal.
Who is the? There's a star in that movie. She's like the main. She's like a bad guy. It's something Jackson, right?
Mad Max
Is in Mad Max the old school ones?
I think it's like Janet Jackson or something. She's like.
Is Janet Jackson in that movie?
Michael Jackson's sister.
Like yeah.
What's she doing in Mad Max? That's like the only Jackson you know. Mad Max.
So let's see, the original Mad Max, where? Because it's Mad Max, Mad Max 2, Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, Mad Max The Wasteland. What is that?
Dude.
There's a Wasteland. This got to be like a comic or something, right? Or
Colin,
TV show.
Is that a Turok poster behind you?
Yeah, it's my comic book. Yeah,
I
got it sleeved. I got it boarded, and I have it thumbtacked through the board, not the comic book. Don't worry.
You know, well, clearly you know what it is.
It's a issue number 1. It's like a holographic or whatever cover.
I didn't know
and then
Turok
I got
had
the
comics.
Exo Man of War next to it.
Oh, I have some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've got the Batman Ninja Turtles, issue number 1, Mr. Miracle number 1, and then I have.
You praise that series, didn't you?
What, Mr. Miracle? Mr. Miracle was really good.
People praise it. I haven't read it.
And then I have my Superman Unchained, issue number 1, signed by Jim Lee, and then
oh my god,
the Flash New 52, issue number 1.
Y'all make me feel so bad about not reading comics. I've only read Batman Beyond, and I don't even know what run it was, because there was like 6 different runs of them, and
there's I believe didn't. So, was it Bruce Timm or Tim Bruce? I might be getting his name switched. He does, like, his is the animation style for, like, the DC animated universe, right?
Yeah.
Like, Justice League, Teen Titans, Superman and Batman. I'm pretty sure he himself did a Batman Beyond run.
After the series or something.
And stuff. Yeah, and I think it was back in, like, the late 90s or something. Like, when the series was coming out. And that, in my opinion, might be the best one. I think it's the older series.
He probably
whichever one I read was he fights like the Justice League
of that time.
It's like the new Justice League, the future Justice League, like in the second issue, and I was like, this is raw as fuck. I was like, this is probably not like a good entry for like a to start out, but I was like, this is fucking cool.
Was it Justice League 3000?
I started reading, I remember I read a little bit of Justice League 3000, and then I remember whenever, I think it was Rebirth, I started reading Batman Beyond a little bit, and it literally like made no sense to me. Like, it was, I guess, what's his name? Terry had died or something, or people thought he was dead, and then he came back to life. Of course, when Rebirth happened, the Joker was popping up literally in everywhere in the universe.
Wasn't like three of them? I didn't follow that storyline.
Yeah, so I didn't follow it either. But then the Joker returned also in Batman Beyond too. So they were like basically doing a remake of the Return of the Joker movie
episode. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Which wasn't bad, but it was kind of just convoluted. Didn't make any sense. I didn't know who any of the characters were besides Batman Beyond.
Dude, when Rebirth happened, I just stopped reading and caring about any other character but Superman. I didn't care at all. I just stopped, because I used to read Batman in high school and Flash, but mostly
I never really read Batman unless it physically like interrupted my so if I'm reading Superman and then I'm like, god damn it, he's doing a crossover now with Batman, I have to read like Batman number 39 and 41. So then yes, I'll read a Batman issue, but no, I don't follow his stories a lot.
Batman's recent run has been a lot of controversy online and stuff. Like, he's getting married with Catwoman. And,
oh yeah, he's married. Apparently, they showed his cock or something on like.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you see the headlines for that, Jordan? It's called, was it DC Dark or something? They did. Was that Black Label?
Yeah,
Superman's cock.
I think DC Dark was supposed to be their like them kind of like revamping Elseworlds or whatever. Oh, he's looking it up.
Yeah, I remember that being all over the line. Yeah, it's like DC Black Label or something.
Yeah, I thought the Black Label was supposed to be their like new Elseworlds or whatever. So that's when Batman the White Knight or whatever, that miniseries came out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gay porn, guys. So I'm not seeing the comic book here.
It was Tom King's run, I believe, of Batman, because he's been writing Batman for a minute now. It was a couple months ago. It was like last summer or something, I think.
Yeah, it was like all over the news and stuff. Which I don't know. I think they had to change it, right?
I think they slightly they darkened the shade a little bit.
Yeah,
or they turned it into where you could just see the outline through his spandex.
Yeah,
I don't really. I remember seeing a couple tweets about it, but that was about it. I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Killing Joke coming out, and they had that whole scene with
Batgirl
and Batgirl fucking?
Yeah. The movie
completely added. Yeah, the movie when it came out.
Yes, I remember that.
It's so
weird. What idea was that?
It was so weird.
He started banging on a rooftop.
She how old was she there?
14.
We ask questions later. We asked for forgiveness, not permission. Apparently,
people was angry about that.
Really I didn't. Well, I thought I was like, is this the right movie that I just downloaded?
So necessary.
And then I was like, what a weird way to open it.
I could have swore it was right.
Dude, I never forgiven I watched Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods up there. He was up there at the time.
I remember watching Fallout 4 leaked leaked gameplay videos on Pornhub. I was like, oh this is so weird.
It was the last place you look at it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Battle of Gods on that website. It's ridiculous. A full movie. You can see AMVs up there too. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, sometimes I'll see Let's Plays on Pornhub and stuff. And it's
audience is that?
And it's not even a porn game or anything either. I'll just see,
it's a legit game.
They're playing the tower
Mario.
defense or something.
Desktop defense.
I think Nintendo would get mad if someone's playing that on their website. They didn't get offended by that.
That's probably where they can only post it so they don't get taken
down. Because Nintendo. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, Nintendo's been slapping hands a lot lately.
Yeah, they hate fan games and stuff, copyrighted stuff.
They just hate. I don't know. I guess. Well, I guess my viewpoint is that if you don't want to give the fans what they've been basically begging for, so
didn't we do it?
The GameCube stuff for Switch or N64 stuff for Switch, or I realize Nintendo will never ever port one of their games to another system or to PC. I understand that. So it makes sense to maybe take down emulators and maybe take down PC recreations and stuff, but it's still people are still.
Oh, I forgot they did emulator thing.
Stop people.
You can't stop that.
If you really wanted to stop, and you're never gonna stop piracy. You're never gonna you could still fight it and stuff like that, but if you really want it to at least dumb down, then just release the games.
You wouldn't.
And then a lot of those games still hold up so well that you could sell them for $20-$30 a pop, and people will pay for
it. You were saying, Jordan?
I said you wouldn't download a car, would you?
Stupid commercial.
Why would you steal a movie online? Right? I'd download a car in a heartbeat, dude.
Download a car.
Well, now with 3D printers.
Yeah.
It's possible.
You think it's possible to
No. It would take a few days, I believe.
No.
A few days?
Yeah.
Download a car?
Yeah, download a car. You get the 3D print it and stuff like that. If it takes an hour to print out a soda can worth of crap out of a 3D printer, then it would probably take a couple days, maybe a few weeks for a car.
You leave it out in a parking lot for 10 minutes. You come back, it's fucking a puddle.
What is the material for 3D printing? What is that material?
It's some sort of plastic, I know that, but
it's fetuses.
Yeah, it's stem cells.
It's stem cells.
Stem cells, yeah, stem cells.
Generate cells.
Yeah, they're regrowing organs, and they're also creating biological cars and stuff like that too. So
it's funded from what do you call it? Abortion.
Mm-hmm. It's like Transformers, basically.
Could you imagine getting into a car and it's throbbing?
Oh.
What's the smell in here? Rotten flesh.
There's
I just said
there's fucking hair on your steering wheel. What?
Oh yeah,
what is this?
I was gonna say instead of washing your car, you have to shave it.
You look into like the compartment built like a baby cum falls right out. It's still hooked up to the cord. Stop.
You grab the stick shift, it feels like a fucking ball sack. You're like
what?
This is a Rick and Morty episode.
Really?
No, but this could be easily.
Oh, there was that one where Morty could turn into a car on command or something, apparently, because like Rick had put like nanobots in him, and he's like, "Come on, Morty, you gotta turn into a car right now. Like long ago, I injected like nanobots into your blood, and so you can turn into a car on command. Oh, never mind, here's a taxi."
And just let it go.
He does it like, and then he does it like in the middle of class when he starts to fall asleep. He turns into like a taxi or whatever.
I remember there was like I guess an old show where this dude turns straight up into a car, and then for some reason they put the Tokyo Ghoul like opening like behind it, and then it was like transform. It was like one of the oddest fucking memes, but it was so funny.
Remember Knight Rider? You guys remember that show?
Yeah. Didn't they try to do like a remake too?
They did?
I think so.
I remember
it was years ago, but I remember they tried to bring back like a lot of old shit, because I think they tried to do like they did the A-Team movie, and I believe they may have tried to do like an A-Team show as well.
Oh, I remember the A-Team movie. It ended so weirdly.
They tried to just bring a lot of that old 80s stuff back.
Yeah.
For a minute there.
A-Team.
And then there's like a MacGyver show now too.
That sounds familiar.
And that's a really old like 80s like spy or detective show or whatever it is.
the best incarnation for that was like MacGruber.
Oh, from The Office, MacGruber.
Yeah. I love that movie. It's so funny.
Where'd you watch this at? In theaters?
No, that's one of the few movies I haven't watched in theaters.
You just been seeing. What's this you told me to watch? I haven't watched it yet. I saw that text you sent me.
Waco?
Yeah.
The Waco Netflix series. It's so fucking good, dude. Do you know about Waco? Do you guys ever heard of Waco, Texas?
Oh yeah, I know of Waco.
Yeah. The Branch Davidian. That shit. Actually, it kind of correlates with like what's going on today because of like how.
Oh yeah, and it like lines up with the Oklahoma City bombing as well, because in one of the news interviews, one of the people that they interview essentially goes on to blow up that like the IRS building or whatever it was in the Oklahoma City bombing as a retaliation. So it all lines up. Yes, I look into this stuff.
I remember like when I was in college, I got like really obsessed with the Waco stuff because of
why?
How bizarre. Because it's so bizarre because like essentially.
Well, first of all, the cult was bizarre too.
The what?
The cult division branch or whatever itself was super weird, and then the situation of Waco itself, the standoff, was just weird. There's just everything was fucking just weird about it. I looked into it a lot. It was just weird. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's just everything was messed up about it, and to begin with.
Well,
you're big into conspiracy, right? You cut Jordan.
They had like a 51-day standoff, and then at the end of it, the FBI. So the ATF initially like shows up and like starts shooting. They said they claimed that they didn't shoot first, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
They shot first, and then the Branch Davidians shot back, and they killed like 5 officers, and then they killed a couple Branch Davidians, and then they had a 51-day like standoff, and then after that the FBI gets involved, and then they pretty much tear gas the whole compound because they were all living in this huge house that they had built out in the Waco desert.
They like cut off water supplies, cut off like gas to the house and stuff, essentially.
Ended up 75 people died, and then of that 75, I think it was 75 because like some people got out, but of that 75, 25 of those people were like children.
Yeah, something like a fire started, wasn't it? Because the tear gas was flammable or something. Yeah.
And then, like at the end of the Netflix series, they pretty much go over like there was a, this has happened like eight or 9 times that like they have a standoff. They use tear gas. Tear gas starts fire. Mm-hmm. Fire kills people.
Didn't we watch a movie about this? Humanities.
We watched Waco, Texas, like something. I remember Mr. Bradley showing us the.
That's what. Okay, I know.
That's what made me want to got really interested in Waco and like.
I remember this stand-up you keep talking about in that building or something.
Yeah, it was like a huge compound.
Yes, I do know what this is.
Yeah, you can still go out there and see the compound and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's still like remains left because I thought it burnt down.
Yeah, there's still a building there and stuff. Yeah. Apparently people go out there, like it's a tourist attraction / like there must be some like every year thing that people do out there stuff too, like an anniversary thing. Because there's people that like, it's like basically along the same lines as the Alamo. People believe that that's a prime example of the government overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah.
And that it was an attack against the American citizens and stuff like that. So people use that, like will probably use that like in a bad way / good way. Like I don't really believe what the feds did was right either, but the cult also wasn't the nicest either. So, you know.
Cult. You still big into conspiracies, I call them?
Oh yes. I was thinking about I was gonna bring back my like little deep dives. I was do like live streams every now and then. But I was going to bring back my little deep dives. I was going to start talking about CERN. I've been wanting to focus a bit more on the wackier ones rather than like, I guess the more down to earth, like real ones. Cause that stuff I feel like is hits too close to the truth most of the time. And I'd rather be alive. So I want to hit some of the weirder ones like Hollow Earth and like the moon is a space station and stuff like that. So I'm looking at I might do it later tonight. I might do it tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but the one I'm gonna do about CERN and how essentially CERN is where the particle accelerator is.
Yeah.
And how the testing at CERN has caused us to basically have like split into alternate universes and like it changed our timeline and everything like that. And well, actually, let me give you an example really quick.
Because space.
I have receipts.
The God particle is like where they have like accelerator going in a circle, right?
Yeah, this is the same place that discovered the God particle or the Higgs boson, right? There's some like famous videos.
The God particle
sounds beast. Right?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of people actually don't like it because that's like kind of like okay, yeah.
Seriously, the premise for like what is it, the Da Vinci Code, or the second movie Gods and Angels, whatever it was. It was like
Angels and Demons. That one was my favorite personally.
They try to like blow up the
particle
they try to blow
accelerator.
it up or something. They didn't like it, right?
Yeah, they tried to blow it up.
How would you blow that up? What does that cause more damage than what they were trying to do? Seems dangerous.
Yes. But apparently CERN has been ripping holes in time and space for a while now. Although it says according to their website that their first successful test was in 2010. Yet on the same exact website it says that their first successful test was in 1971. Which doesn't make any sense. They just keep contradicting themselves basically, and people are like, that's weird. So there used to be the one large hadron collider, and it used to be a really big deal when it was first created, and now all of a sudden there's 30,000 all over the world, and some of them have been around since the 1930s, and that doesn't make any sense either.
Wait, the 1930s? What the fuck does that look like? Like a
yeah,
string?
exactly.
Time travel.
Wooden wheel.
They probably gave them one.
And people also think that it could be, this is what could be causing like the Mandela effect, essentially, is us CERN messing around with these particles, creating portals or black holes, slipping us in and out of dimensions.
The group of scientists to like doing these tests.
CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. It's in Switzerland. It's where the Hadron Collider is located. They're studying basically particle physics and quantum physics and stuff like that.
So it's from that they're getting like data from like this.
Yeah, there have been a couple new, like, apparently they've discovered a couple new like elements from like the testing and stuff like that. Apparently that's where we like broke ground with like the recent discovery of like gravity waves and everything like that too. But they're also looking into like, that's where big like string theory, quantum mechanics, quantum theory and stuff like that. But people believe
that's the most confusing thing they ever learned.
Smashing particles together.
Yeah.
I mean, people think that because everybody's been thinking like, what if the world really did end in 2012 and CERN or whatever, we just happen to swap universes, and so now we're in this completely fucked timeline since 2012.
You're probably like, things have been weird since 2012.
There was also some other weirder examples which I thought were really fun. I wanted to include those. Apparently, the memes of God has been releasing too much DLC lately.
What?
It's basically the massive influx of like new animals being discovered, and if you let me see really quick. I wanna I wish I had a picture of it. Oh, let me just Google it really quick. It's called Mandanimals, which is like a mash of Mandela and animals.
Like cryptids.
Yeah, so these are all like newly discovered creatures within the past like decade essentially. And they're all like completely the weirdest fucking animals you would think of. They're so weird looking, and people are like basically they look other dimensional essentially, and people are thinking that because we've slipped through other universes, we've gotten hitchhikers.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Oh my god, he has to pee.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god, I love talking about dimensions and time and space, dude. That's a fascinating topic. It's like the multiverse theory.
But it gets, but I just wanted to focus like more on the CERN aspect of it, because I can dive into it. Because I did, was looking at like Stargates and stuff. There's even the theory that the whole reason we invaded Iraq, back in like the early 2000s and like during Desert Storm and stuff, was because Iran and Iraq had access to a Stargate, and we didn't want them to activate that Stargate.
What?
I think that shit's just so fucking cool, dude. And I'm like, what? Really?
Stargate?
Yeah, like they were about to open some like dimension or to like, I guess extraterrestrials, but I guess people are claiming extraterrestrials. People claimed that Saddam, because Saddam was the ruler at the time. Claimed that apparently he had like some obsession with this like ancient warrior. I forget what the warrior's name was, but he believed that the Stargate would bring the warrior back or open a gate to where the warrior is, and in that way he would bring like peace or like whatever to the planet and stuff like that. And then America rolled up in there and was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to bring aliens and stuff. Or they probably wanted to take it for themselves. You know, I'm not going to be surprised.
Probably have it. Yeah.
But then that would also explain why like all these ancient monuments are being destroyed and stuff too, is to cover up this ancient history.
Man, this sounds like a good ass TV show. I'd watch the shit out of this.
There actually is a show called Stargate.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've heard of Stargate, but I've never watched it.
It's like more like wacky, I guess more sci-fi, like more like Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and stuff. But yeah, Stargates, portals to other dimensions and other planets and stuff. Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched The Mist?
Yeah.
I love the premise around The Mist, like where they were like.
So where did they come from though?
Yeah, they open up a dimension up on the mountain, and then like this mist rolls in. This shit, it's a good.
It's like Pacific Rim with the rift at the bottom.
The rift,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Mist, that ending was messed up. Like he killed his family.
That was the rawest fucking ending. Because I watched that when I was a kid. I watched it in theaters. I watched that shit in theaters, and I was like, when did that movie come out? Like
2005, maybe
8 or like I don't know.
2005 probably.
I might get bets on 2008.
Missed 2007.
Okay.
Ooh. It's still that's pretty old.
Came out 2007.
They have a TV show now, The Mist TV show or whatever.
I heard it was ass too.
They got World of Worlds TV
ass.
show too. There's a World of Worlds TV show too.
So I was like 12, and I had to watch that scene where he like.
Yeah, but you don't see anything. I mean, I guess yes, it's horrible because it's implied.
What?
That's the end of my statement. I'm sorry. I thought I had more to say.
They're dead. So he was screaming.
He missed all the shots.
He's like panicking.
He's just a bad shot. It's like fuck.
Then the military comes. That's a good movie.
Yeah, isn't that crazy though? That's some fuck shit.
Yeah, it is.
You kill your family and then you like get out of the car and you like fully expect to be basically killed, and then it's like military's like, yo, what up, fam?
Oh, come on!
It's funny. You watch
Punisher, this. He's like, come on.
He is the Punisher.
Wasn't it not like 10 minutes earlier they shoved the old lady out of the car? Because I hated that old lady.
The religious lady?
The religious woman?
Yeah, who was like, we need to start sacrificing people.
God, her. Yeah. She was annoying. She had like the Bible because you can.
That's what happens when this shit happens in a small town.
Yeah. That'd be my town, dude. That would happen.
I know, yeah.
God. I think that shit hit close to home because I'm from like a small town too, and it was like, I'm like, fuck this. Get stuck at the fucking Piggly Wigglies. Like,
did you ever see the Crazies?
Yeah,
I remember hearing about this.
I was like, I think that one hit me a little bit harder because I was like, this would be some shit that would actually go down because it was a government conspiracy. It was them testing this whatever on this small town military just to see what it did. Yeah. And I'm like, they would totally do some shit like that.
I think the most terrifying kind of movie like that is probably like was it 28 Weeks Later where the zombies run at you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was like
What?
That's like one of the first movies you ever saw, like them like full on like being
sprinters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie actually terrified me. I like that one, especially when they got like a flat tire in the tunnel, and then all of them start like you could see like their shadows coming down the tunnel. That shit was fucking scary, man. Yeah, oh, even the rats knew. If you got to listen to the mice, bro. The animals understand.
Yeah, they're running.
If you're ever in a dark tunnel and you see a bunch of rats running in one direction, you run with them.
Yeah, you gotta follow them.
They fucking know. That's like with birds too. Like when you see like what is it, Cloverfield? Like they do that too. Like every monster movie where you see a bunch of animals running in a direction, they just have a sense.
Weren't the birds attacking him in Cloverfield? I mean, the birds were definitely a sign of the monster was here. But like, I felt like the birds stayed close to the monster and like attacked him or did whatever.
There's a bird scene in Cloverfield. You talking about War of the Worlds when the birds got on the. Oh yeah,
the birds were messing with the machines, and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I know there was an old Godzilla movie. In an old Godzilla movie, they used the birds to communicate with Godzilla. It was like dinosaurs or something else.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if it's any indicate or like if this will entice you to get HBO Max, they have like every Godzilla movie on HBO Max.
Really?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Talking about like the 60s and 70s.
You speak my language now.
The only one that they don't have is that, from what I've seen, is the Godzilla 2014 one. I don't think they have the 98 one, the New York one. And I think there's one or two missing in the old ones, but they have Godzilla 54 or whenever it came out, Godzilla Raids Again. They even have the one with fucking what's his face, Ultraman or Jaguar or whoever is in it.
Jagger?
Yeah. They even have that one. They have Son of Godzilla. I was watching the Godzilla versus Smog. Was it Smog Monster or Edgen or whatever his name is? Yeah, I was watching that one the other day.
It's a 70s movie, like dancing in a club.
It's so fucking. I hated it. It's so
I like
bad.
that movie. That's why he flies in that movie.
They have a random part of that movie where there's all dancing.
Yeah, and like the mud like kills them all.
That movie is like an allegory for like pollution and shit.
Pollution, yeah.
My favorite one's Godzilla 2000, and then Mega Gears.
Oh yeah,
that's my favorite one too.
Yeah. The giant dragonfly.
Yeah, just because I thought the dragonfly was really badass as a kid.
No, that's a real animal.
Yeah,
it's not like the Godzilla thing, but it's like
I named my I have a Yanma Pokemon. I named him Mega Gears.
Mega Gears,
because he's the dragonfly.
Why you look so blown away? Mega Gears. That was a real insect.
Because it's like I'm just going. I was like just going through my mind. Of just all these fucking names that I remember, but I can't.
He's a dragonfly.
Yeah. Oh, they even have the spin-off movies too. So they have the Mothra trilogy.
Oh, seriously? You need to watch those, Jordan. They're awesome.
They've got the three-headed monster, which is the Ghidorah movie.
Ghidorah movie, yeah.
I think they have Rodan too, which is one of my favorites.
That's when Megagears first appeared. Yeah.
They have Attack of the Gargantuans, which is a kind of an older foreign big monster movie.
Yeah. You know they're Frankenstein's kids.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I knew it was something. I'd never seen it, but I was like,
yeah.
There was one movie I remember. It was a giant human instead of a giant monster.
That was Frankenstein.
Or whatever it was. Yeah.
It looks like the monster from the Twilight episode where it's on the plane, like outside the window, and the guy keeps seeing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what that also reminds me of are from the creatures from the Time Machine movie, like the underground creatures. Like they're all like white and they look like they look like they're pugs in the face. Like they have smushed noses, a smushed face, and they're huge and like ape-like.
You're not talking about The Descent, all right?
No, the Time Machine.
I remember that.
The Descent. The cave monsters.
The eyes. That movie was
scary as fuck when it came out.
I didn't care for it. Yeah, because Toho has their own little cinematic universe back then. So all these movies like connected or something as in the 60s and 50s or whatever. Then so they made like a Frankenstein movie, and I guess Frankenstein like his flesh grew to like separate beings. That's the
so he's like cells.
Yeah, so like Frankenstein, the Japanese Frankenstein, he was a little kid. He grew from a heart from radiation, like a radiation test. He grew up to like a kid. He grew up to a Frankenstein monster, the giant one. That's then insane. I guess it's like flesh turned to those gargantuan things. Yeah,
that reminds me of Reptilicus.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think it's like a Norwegian or some Swedish monster movie. I remember seeing it on Mystery Science Theater.
Oh! I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, because I've
where
watched
they like
that. Yeah,
they found like the tail or a blood sample of the creature, and it was able to like regrow itself from that or something like that. But it was a giant lizard.
Did he fight something at the end?
I don't think he did. You know, if I'm being honest, I have like a dad issue now. I keep falling asleep through movies, so I never fully finished it. But I remember him fighting. He fought like the military for like the most that I saw.
They're just sci-fi movie, giant monster movie. Like no one remembers, but it's based off an original movie called Young Gary. He's a Godzilla ripoff from like a Korean monster movie. So they made like an American remake, and it's like some garbage sci-fi movie. He fights this monster. I remember this beach scene.
I do remember the garbage sci-fi like War of the Dragons or
I have that movie.
Whatever it was when it's like modern times, but like the dragons come back and they're like fighting on the Empire State Building and stuff. I do remember that.
Dragon Wars. He turns to like a Chinese dragon at the end.
Yeah, I was
too actually.
You better not saw that garbage in theaters.
I did.
That movie was terrible.
That movie it's Dragon Wars, right?
Yeah, Dragon Wars.
I think so, or whatever it's called. Yeah. It was one of those like I don't know. It's one of those movies you watch and you're like, where did the budget go? Because the acting's not good, the special effects aren't good.
It's garbage. Just steal your money.
They spend all their money on location or like to get like a super big actress.
Yeah, it's like right.
What's that? You did
Dragon
that?
Wars.
You can do this?
I guess so. I guess when we have another person in the call, I can do like Google over here.
Yeah, I have this on. I had this bootleg.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is it. I remember the video, the DVD cover. Almost vividly. D Wars.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He turns to that at the end. One of the dragons like sheds his skin, turns to that. You're like a beast fight. It's like the best scene in the movie.
Because they had like this.
That one right there, all the way to the right. The one where it has the that one. That one right there.
This one?
Yes. That's the DVD cover. That's the one I remember. That's stuck in my head so vividly.
Dragon Wars.
And we ate that up as a kid. Type in a Young Gary remake.
That shit was so dope back in the day, man. Like all you needed to see was a giant ass cobra on top of a skyscraper, and you were sold.
A cobra dragon? Sign me up.
No, it's like young. Wait, go back up. Like it's like YON.
Wait.
Yawn.
Yeah.
My voice keeps cracking, man.
GRARY. Yeah. Type in like
Young Gary. Oh, it's all one word.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
is.
god, I do. He looks super familiar. Yes.
Yeah, go to that one.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
remake
yeah,
I saw.
this
You
right?
guys seen this? Yeah, I seen
yeah.
this.
No, I haven't. What the fuck?
You never seen this?
No.
It's a terrible movie. I watched this on Sci-Fi, then I rented it from like a rental movie store.
I would watch that strictly just because of that image.
It's like a 98
some-
Godzilla ripoff.
For some reason, like he looks like he's wearing like
Armor.
Football padding.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
like
Here's
armor
the shoulder
on him.
pads, and here's like the chest pad.
I got a second, I'll be right back.
All right. There's like all these movies back then, dude.
Oh, they watch it on Mystery Science Theater. Oh, I gotta watch this.
See, I didn't know it
What
was a
are-
remake at the time until I got older.
The
'Cause y'all-
shitty 3D one? Or
Yeah.
This. Oh fuck, where'd I go? This is
See,
mine.
See, I only seen the remake. I didn't know he was a real monster. I didn't know it was a remake at the time. See, Young Gary, the original one, he's a ripoff of Godzilla, and the remake is a remake of it's a ripoff of a '98 movie. So he constantly rips off Godzilla. It's like a Korean film.
I get. Yeah, when does this come out? Like the 60s? Because this.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looks like. Rip off of. Like.
Godzilla.
It seems like someone like Ultraman would fight.
Yeah, he does.
Does he fight this?
No, he's his own universe. Whatever it is. Young Gary. He's no Godzilla monster or nothing. He's just like a ripoff from a different company.
Jeez.
I remember Kappa too. No one remembers him. See that thing with the bird beak?
I do not remember him
Kappa.
at all.
Yeah, I grew up
Wait,
watching
you say
those.
What is that? Pole?
Is it Kappa or Kappa? Because Kappa is an actual Japanese like folktale.
Yeah, I guess that's him. Cause like I remember I have the movie where he like it's
Is that,
two of them.
it says Polgasa also on that same image.
Pocahontas. So those are the Gargarians down there, Frankenstein's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Type in
Yeah,
like,
so actually, hang on. Let me open up my HBO Max. I'll tell you exactly how many Godzilla movies I got.
Jordan, type in like the Gappa Kaiju movie or some mess. It's Kappa or Gappa? I have this movie too.
Kappa, like K, like Kappa Mikey. Yeah. So it's a Japanese folktale where they have like water inside their head and stuff. Whoa,
Oh, not
what do we
this
have
one.
here? Can I put this on Google? Can I
Type
put
in-
this
Oh my god.
type in Gappa. Ugh. Ugly.
Dude, this is how I feel after this week. Just like,
Yeah.
my fucking
Type in
yeah,
Gappa.
you know, like they have like water in their head and shit, but like they would come out the like river and they would like eat people and rape women and stuff. Yeah,
Is
that's
it
what they
heat?
look.
Yeah,
They're
it's
like
not a
Ninja
good
Turtles.
thing.
Kappa, like
It's just with a G instead of a K.
it's a G.
Yeah,
it's
instead of
Japa.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
a Gappa.
See, I have this movie.
This.
Yeah.
You have this
I have this.
on what?
I watched this
Like
on DVD.
VHS?
On DVD as a kid.
On DVD.
Yeah, I got it when
Where'd
I
you
got
find
it.
a DVD of this?
Like,
It came-
yeah,
it
how the
came
hell
with-
does a movie like that get a DVD?
It was bundled with a Gamera movie. I remember this
really?
thing. Yeah.
What does this sound like?
It has a annoying scream. It's like two of them. And like you're trying to find a kid or some mess. Yeah, it's like bundled with Gamera.
Is this the inspiration for the Mudos?
I think Gappa's his own thing too. Something like Gamera bundle, man, whatever. I'm seeking to find that DVD. I still have it.
Facebook is like
G like gamer.
Gamer,
Yeah. Hey, my boy.
yeah, dude, he's a badass turtle, dog.
Jordy, you need to cop that freaking
I
trilogy,
do.
dude.
You're
It's
right. I do.
amazing.
Look at that. That says 11 films.
Which one?
Up at the top, the picture he just picked on. You gotta scroll back up.
Oh. His 60s movies are very cheesy.
11
They're cheesier than
Wait,
Guts
he has
is.
11 films.
Yeah, he came out in the
From, like-
60s, dude.
Yeah. He had a
Yeah.
trilogy, and then I think they had a remake in like the 90s or something.
Yeah, I didn't actually never watch that one.
Yeah,
See,
I
that
think
got
was
canceled,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, the one that I saw was the 90s one, I believe, was the one or
The
the first one or two.
Yeah, the trilogy is in the 90s.
Whatever this is, this looks fucking raw. I don't want to watch it.
You never watched that?
Is
I was
this,
like losing.
Is this the
yeah,
trailer or is this like from the movie?
It was some concept art they brought on the Comic Con, and they never had any work.
Watch the. You should pull up the trailer, like the old school original trailer.
Can we show it?
Yeah, see why not.
Without getting copyright?
Yeah. It's like some because like people make speculation like, is this after Gamera 3? Because the Gaios attacked the world.
Oh shit! I remember that.
Yeah, they like all
flying.
Came. Yeah.
Well, HBO's taking a minute to load. Hang on.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the full list here.
This is before I met you, Jordan. I was like going crazy over this because I haven't seen Gamera in years.
I remember you having the Gamera action figure in your room. Yeah. I remember that. 1965. Oh my god. That's high quality.
Sure, you don't have to copyright. I mean, it's not. I mean, pretty sure it's fine.
This is fine.
I think so. Should be. We're not monetizing the video.
Yeah, but they probably still do it regardless. Well, I get maybe not because like they would. They could try. I mean, because I think they just demonetize you, but we don't demonetize these videos. 1965. So this came out like.
Yeah, he was Godzilla's rival back then. Yeah. Like one of my biggest dreams as a kid was see them cross over. It never happened though. But the movies after this one was awful. They're cheesy. Like he fights this monster with a knife head. Like you know that guy, the monster from Pacific Rim, with the knife head. Yeah. He got inspired from him, the original monster.
Okay, I always thought that was an Ultraman villain.
No, but it's a Gamera villain.
It's a Gamera villain.
Yeah. Then he fights a giant squid. He fights this monster that shoots ninja stars at his nose. He's making it. Shoots ninja stars out.
Love these. You guys seen the Creature from the Black Lagoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film.
It's fun.
I should bring those. I know they keep trying to bring the Universal monsters back, but they just can't. I would really like to see what they could do with like a remake of Creature from Black Lagoon or something.
Pretty sure they did in the early 2000s, right? But it wasn't like a serious movie or anything, like a sci-fi movie.
Aren't they like?
Are they like copyrighted characters?
Or what?
I don't know.
Universal. You know what? If what was it? Universal Dark Universe that they were trying to do with like.
Dracula with the mummy and the Tom Cruise mummy, and then they like the Frankenstein movie or something Universe? Too. Yeah, something like that.
If that would actually did well, we probably would have seen Creature from the Black Lagoon get a remake.
I remember being bummed out. Dracula
HBO has Destroy All Monsters.
Really? Hey.
Ibira, Horror of the Deep.
Ebra.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm still loading.
It's a giant lobster.
They've got King of the Monsters, the new Godzilla.
Yeah.
Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, Godzilla from the 50s, Godzilla Raids Again, Godzilla versus Gigan, Godzilla versus Hedorah, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, Godzilla versus Megalon. Let me scroll down here.
Megalon. That's
what about Godzilla? What about Godzilla 1985? Is that up there?
I don't know. Invasion of the Astro Monster.
I read that they don't have like most of the 80s and 90s and 2001s.
Yeah, I didn't see like Final Wars or Tokyo SOS or anything.
Oh, okay.
All you need to watch is Final Wars. That's it.
They've got
all of them in there.
That's the bottom of Godzilla.
Mothra versus Godzilla is on here.
Yeah, that movie's awesome too.
Rodan. Let me see. They have a decent amount. They also promised more anime, but there's not a whole lot on here. There's a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff.
They own Crunchyroll, but see, because I have Crunchyroll, and I was actually going to cancel my Crunchyroll and just get HBO Max, but apparently they don't have their entire catalog.
This is what I heard a lot of people.
Yeah, they don't have the whole catalog yet.
What's the point then?
They have Son of Godzilla too. Oh, they also have the OG Ninja Turtles. I feel like that needs to be said because those movies are amazing. No one gives them enough praise. I love those movies.
The first one I actually love.
I remember nothing from them. I'm gonna be honest.
The second one is my favorite. The Secret of the Ooze.
What's the one they go to going to the past?
That's the third one. That's the last one.
That's the third one.
Yeah. They go to like feudal Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember none of these movies. I know I watched them, but
they're so.
They got Terror of Mechagodzilla here too.
Didn't meet the Power Rangers, right?
Yeah, dude. I love like I don't know. It's about like just people in rubber suits that make me happy. It's got to be stemming from childhood.
Does this be into people in suits, rubber suits,
rubber latex suits? That's what I like, baby.
Do you think we can get away with that? Well, we kind of got superheroes, but more like something like Kamen Rider and stuff in America. You think people will watch that as a live action movie?
Like me and you, and like a lot of people grew up watching like these old Godzilla films. I'm sure.
Because Power Rangers didn't do well over here, surprisingly.
Power Rangers didn't do well.
It did back in the day. I don't know about now.
Especially Mighty Morphin. Yeah, Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin had a fucking feature film to come out in theaters.
Like they had like a legit Power Rangers movie where it's still based the same show, the same suits, the spandex.
Yeah, but it's 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's 90 minutes. Do you think people actually watch that?
A lot of like 3D.
Yeah, it's like special budget, but more budget, but it's still
their budget
Power
was
Rangers.
fucking crazy. I think they would have been really good if 2017 did good. I think we would see a whole lot more of it.
Did you watch the Toys That Made Us on Netflix?
No.
Well, I suggest you watch it. It's pretty. They have an episode on Power Rangers too, which I think is really good.
Oh, really?
Because they talk about like the action figures being sold, but they also talk about like the introduction of the show and stuff, and I think it's just really interesting. Because apparently back in the day, nobody wanted anything to do with Power Rangers, and then this one guy, Saban. Was like, okay, screw it, and then it turned out to be like a huge fucking like big thing in the 90s.
It's funny because we watched Power Rangers. To us is like the 10th Power Rangers in Japan or some mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were banging on Power Rangers.
It had been out since like the 80s or something for like a decade.
So
that's why even Saban, like in the show or something, he said like we were essentially sitting on a gold mine. Like we have years of like reserves of footage
content
to use, basically.
You think about it like budget wise, a gold mine, just because of like, we already do all the like the big budget scenes already filmed for us. All we got to do is just like do
that's
like,
interesting take on
scenes. And that's it.
Yeah. So they didn't redo those scenes. It's just Japanese footage.
No, I know that
seasons.
I know that later in the seasons they started doing a little bit more of the action, but they were still relying very heavily on the already filmed
Japanese
stuff.
footage.
Yeah.
I remember going back and watching it because I would be like building Gundams and like watching the first season of Power Rangers on Netflix.
They fight in Japan the entire time.
And I remember noticing like there'd be like Japanese graffiti on some of the walls. And I didn't notice that as a kid, but like going back, I'm like, oh yeah, it was filmed in like this is all in Japan, and like all the city. It's never you're like a small town, Angel Grove, and then it's like in Tokyo, middle of Tokyo, and you're like,
we've got Japanese gangs in Bernardino, California.
Yeah. Do you watch Super Sentai, Colin? At all? Have you even watched them?
No, I have not. No.
They're completely different from what we see over here. It's more serious, like a drama and all of that over there.
Yeah, I knew over here it was definitely more
campy,
wacky. Yeah, more campy. Yeah. It was aimed more towards kids and stuff. It was actually really interesting and like stuff like I should have known. Like, of course, like Transformers is like from Japan and stuff like that. But I was honestly watching the Toys That Made Us documentary, and it was like, yeah, most of these toys and the properties from like the 80s and 90s we just ripped off from like other countries, like their shows and stuff like that. Because when we first started selling Transformers over here, in Japan, they were all separate, like separate companies that were selling these like Transformers, but like America basically got all the licenses and threw them into one big series or universe. So it's basically
Transformers Japanese.
Transformers is technically GoBots. It's what was that other one? Giga something. I don't know. It was like a comic from like the 50s or something. Japan had like a big obsession. Yeah, it was like a mix of like 3 or 4 different already made Japanese toys, and they made it into one toy line here.
Yeah,
it was super
I think
weird.
I'm talking about the giant gray robot guy.
Yeah, I don't know his name at all. I completely escaped me. It starts with a G.
He's with Cash and all those guys.
I know what you're talking about. I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a show, I believe, but it was like a really old, like it was an old show from like the 50s or the 60s.
Astro Boy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Big O?
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't remember anything from it.
I rewatched it a couple years ago. It's still that show still holds up today. It's so fucking good.
Dude, it's hard to watch mech anime now. That's something I grew out of completely.
Was it Nick anime?
Mech, like robot anime.
Oh, mech anime.
Mech. Yeah, like mechs and stuff. That's not who I
tried to get into that Neon or Angelon or whatever it is. That. I tried to get into it. I tried so hard, man. And
I tried 3 times. Finally, someone that agrees with me that overrated trash. Khalifa, you're hearing this? It's garbage. None of your favorite anime. No, I tried the movies. No, I tried the movies twice. I tried the anime.
Bro, I think they're on Netflix, right? And I'm like, what order am I supposed to watch them in, man? I was like, there's no like
boring mess ever, dude.
They had like movies come out in, like 2012, 13, and then so on. Those are like really easy to digest because it's all like high res.
I fell asleep.
No, come on.
I like 80s anime, I really do, but and then like the early 90s stuff. There's just something about that art style specifically, but like I just.
And Sanji crying. I don't want to.
I sat there with my roommate for like I think we sat through like 4 or 5 episodes of it, and then I think we tried to watch the movie, and then we just like turned to each other, and I was just like,
saying it, yeah.
Well, it all went over my head, I guess.
Yeah, I remember when I get into like 10th episode, like this ain't worth it. And I tried the movies too, and I fell asleep. And like,
the creator said that like he added a bunch of religious stuff just because he thought it
looks cool.
That
deep mess.
He's the fucking goat though, because like he made that and then made Shin Godzilla. So I mean, we gotta praise the goat.
You can feel the Evangelion stuff in Shin Godzilla too, like the third form or whatever that mess is, the human form. Oh, it's clearly an Eva.
Bro, I thought Shin Godzilla was incredible. I thought it at least made you think. Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
I thought that was incredible.
I was saying the other day. Came in the mail.
Yeah, you're gonna send that my way. This son of a bitch. I had to buy it on like standard DVD because you could not find it on Blu-ray when it came out.
No, not at all.
Oh, I don't know why.
You want my copy, that digital copy, Jordan? If you have one.
Nah, just give me the physical.
You'd be alright.
You can keep it digital.
You'd be alright.
No, it won't, man. Come on. I know you paid $5 for it. It don't mean shit to you.
No, that's not the one. That one got canceled. I had to like get my refund.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How much?
This is another one.
Now?
$15.
$15. That's not so bad.
Yeah, because I don't know what will happen. They gave me my refund back.
I got one
the PS5 need to hurry up and come out so I can get a fucking 4K player.
Not after you guys have to stop being racist first.
Wait, what?
The PS5 ain't coming out till you guys stop being racist.
Oh, the American style. That's a funny way to take it. You see, I stop being racist. Then you see the PS5.
Y'all get this back when you stop being so.
Yeah, because I heard that they like postponed the. They were supposed to do it like tomorrow, I think, but they like postponed it for. They didn't say a date or anything, but essentially they were like, yeah, until you guys know how to act, you're not getting a PlayStation 5.
Kids. Nah, it's been speculation to be like June 12th it might come back. So that's not true or not.
Post.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Yeah. Oh, just so you guys know, it's been a little bit silent in the news, but SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom does come out this month, and I'm super excited. The Rehydrated. I'm definitely gonna have to cop that because I've been waiting.
You cop it on.
It's $30 too.
It comes out on my birthday, so that's my excuse for buying it. At that point.
Some grown man. Nah, this lesson.
That's one of the funnest platformers.
That's the only platform you played. You can't talk.
Yeah, I still play it on my the GameCube emulator I have. I still play around with it sometimes. I'm still basically just waiting for the new one.
Do you have the Dolphin emulator?
Yeah, I use Dolphin.
I can't get it to work at all. I'm trying to play Sonic Colors out there. I can't get that thing to work.
What are you playing? Sonic what?
Colors. It's a Wii U emulator too, right? Isn't it like all of them together?
Yeah, it's not a Wii U. Yeah, it's a GameCube and Wii. You have to get a separate
Wii,
one for the Wii U.
Yeah.
It depends on the game. Depends on the hardware. I've noticed that certain games for me kind of bug out, like Animal Crossing. I don't really know. It just kind of depends. But you could dive into the settings and change it because like typically it'll try to use whatever default like video plugins, audio plugins, but you can go in there and change all that to whatever you want. And then there's also I'll send you the link later, but there's a wiki to where it literally has a list of like all the games and it'll tell you like what you need to get it running.
Oh, you need certain things
decently.
It's really a buggy emulator.
Yeah, because I use that's why I've been playing a lot of N64 games mostly. So I've been using Project 64. I think it's called.
Yeah, I have that one.
I've been using that one.
I had that same file since high school. It's in my Google Drive. Never deleted it. Yeah, got Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time in there. And I think Mega Man 64 was it called? The 3D Mega Man game.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I have that over there too.
It had like tank controls or whatever.
I remember like 6 years ago, I was in high school and my friend had a 64 and he had GoldenEye and he was like playing it. I'm like, oh shit! I remember playing like GoldenEye as a kid, and I remember like playing that and I'm like, this is the worst fucking controls of.
Dude, that's what happened when Colin brought the 64 to the apartment. You remember that? You brought the 64 to the apartment. Then I was like, this thing is terrible. The controller, like I didn't know how to use it as a kid. I know Byron had muscle memory for it, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't use it.
I don't know how you fucking get muscle memory for that fucking game.
I think the GoldenEye was just garbage controls. It depended on the game. I think N64 had a lot of trouble with first person shooters.
I mean, look at the fucking controller. It had like a dick. How the fuck am I supposed to
use
this
and
shit?
Nintendo has like officially come out and said that the only reason they did that was just to like stand out. Like there was there was no scientific testing behind that fucking design anyway.
That's the problem sometimes.
We're gonna give it
different.
So how are we gonna stand out? We're gonna give it the biggest, grayest, fattest dick we can possibly get.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Fucking
64.
But then they've come out. That's why you got to use the third party controllers. They're typically better, anyways.
They had some for that.
Yeah, they had one that looked more like a GameCube controller type situation.
Dude,
just more comfort. It got rid of that dick in the middle.
I mean, even like the Game Boy controller was still a little bit odd using that. They kind of the Game Boy, or not Game Boy. The GameCube controller. It kind of
the best controller of all time, dude.
The first Xbox controller, because they had like the not the D-pad but the ABY layout, but then they had two buttons above that, the black and white buttons, which then got replaced to be the start and pause or start and something button. But that's how like that shit was like laid out. But people still praise that controller to this day.
Yeah, I do too. I can still use a controller no problem when I go back to the
also the Xbox controller had that big fat emblem like right in the middle that took up so much space on the controller.
Xbox.
See, I have no relation to Xbox at all as a kid.
I was like, this is
Xbox as a kid.
Like a third of the controller was the emblem right there in the middle. At that time, it didn't even light up.
You need to know what you're playing. You're playing.
Xbox, I think two of my cousins had an Xbox, and they barely touched themselves. Like I barely touched their Xbox. I never brought one.
The original?
Yeah, the original. Like they just exist, and I touched
the original. Had fire games. I played Jet Set Radio on Xbox.
Every fucking day.
Pac-Man World 3D or something.
I remember playing Area 51 on Xbox, which was a fire game. I think they had Destroy All Humans. Yeah.
I played on PS2 at the time. That's how I was playing.
I kind of want to cop the new one. I never finished the original Destroy All Humans, but I played Destroy All Humans 2 like 6 times.
They're both on the PlayStation Store. I think they're only like $10 or whatever.
But
$10.
Like, the first one's gonna remake.
Yeah.
Is that this year?
Yeah.
I forgot about that remake.
Are they not combining them?
No, it's only the first one. But I'm assuming it's gonna do well, and they're gonna do the second one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or they'll probably do it like back to back or something.
Hopefully, because I really want to play the second one again.
Because I heard they're redoing Tony Hawk 1 and 2 as well, and I heard that they're putting that into one game.
Yeah, it's one game. It's two separate games. It's THQ doing this little thing they're doing with the old PS2 games and remastering them or some mess. I remember they made an article about that. Big deal. Yeah, it's fine.
Which is fine with me, really. I mean, it would
Maybe
give
some more
like
games.
me a chance because like you know how many times I go on the PlayStation Store looking for like they have I think one Twisted Metal game, and there's like 7 Twisted Metal games. It's like where are the other ones at? You know, they even had a remake, and that's not on there. Or you have to have PlayStation Now in order to get it, which is garbage, by the way.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I think I got PlayStation Now once because I was misleaded or I didn't read or anything, so I just got it to see what it was about. And because I got it because they had a lot of the old school Star Wars games on there, so they had Force Unleashed and stuff, and I wanted to play those. So I went to go play Force Unleashed, and it was like, oh, sorry, there's a queue for this. Like you have to wait so and so long, or like join the queue and you'll be like next to play. And I was like, wait, I have to like wait in line to play the game. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, wait, I have to wait in line. So then I canceled it. I canceled it almost immediately.
That's how that shit works, really? Are you serious?
No, well, I don't think anymore.
It must have been that game or something because I know there's a lot of games. And what's fucked is like you'll see the games on PlayStation Now. But then you'll see the same games on the PlayStation Store. You can buy them, but they're $100 to buy the game outright, rather than to use PlayStation Now.
Like it's funny, like you can buy God of War physically or digitally, or you can also buy it as a streaming game. Who would do that? I have no idea.
I mean, I wouldn't. It didn't say anything about streaming whenever I signed up for it. Like I wasn't expecting that. I don't know if they've since changed it. It was a few months ago.
They've probably changed it since then.
But it was like, I know you can't download it or whatever. So technically it is streaming to your console for you to play it. But I didn't realize that you had to fucking queue up or that there's like a waiting line or whatever just to play a game. So it's like, okay, well then what do I do for 3 hours? By the time it comes my turn to play, I don't want to play anymore because it's been however long.
I never experienced a queue thing because I did some generations.
I was gonna say, and then like in my mentality, there would probably be those people who are like poaching certain games, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay on this game for as long as possible, so other people can't fucking play it."
They watching like X-Files on the other channel.
Yeah.
Like, yep, still queued up.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck y'all.
That's funny.
I don't know. Maybe it was just that game because I just got mad at that moment and like canceled it. So I didn't try any other games.
Like you buy it, you just bought it. You're like, all right, time to play some Star Wars.
Yeah.
Q? What Q?
Yeah. So basically, I dropped $10 to get disappointed, but I still had it for like the next month. But I like just was so like angry I couldn't bring myself to like try another game. So I was just like, screw it. I'll wait out. I'll let it die.
They had a Star Wars game sale, May 5th, 4th, whatever.
Yeah.
I should have called it. They had coaches for like $10.
Battlefront 2 is free right now, I think, on PlayStation Plus or whatever.
Yeah, you brought it like last year, Timmy Jordan.
I bought it. I bought it last year too. And I'm also a sucker. I got the Celebration Edition too.
Yeah, that's
whenever that dropped.
Because that's when everyone came back.
That was for they had a big update for the sequel era, and then they also came out with the Celebration Edition for where it was basically you unlocked all the skins. It was like purely cosmetic or whatever, but I bought the game and then I bought the Celebration Edition.
Yeah, it was like standard was like 15 and the Celebration was like 40 or 30 or something.
Yeah, Carl, I never told you about your opinion on do you like the sequel trilogy at all?
I
never heard anything from you.
So this is my like honest opinion. So I like Star Wars. Okay, so the story, if you want to get down to it, the story wasn't that great for the sequel trilogy. First one's all right. Second one, people will say is the worst one. The third one probably the worst one. But in my opinion, I enjoyed them. Because of the fact that it's a Star Wars movie. I like Star Wars. So as long as we have this universe, these characters and stuff, I'm going to see these movies. I'm going to watch them and I'm going to enjoy them. So I'm going to walk out of the theater and be like, oh yeah, that was a Star Wars movie. That was fucking cool. Yeah, the new ones have like just plot holes and stuff. I really think they did Finn dirty, in my opinion.
Ray.
Yeah, they just did Finn, and I don't even think like it's not even. I'm not one of those Raylo or one of any of those type of people. So I really don't think there should be a love interest to begin with.
No.
I just
People
think that
were
like
confused as fuck when they did that in the last one. They're like, "What?"
Yeah.
I heard the guy go, "What?"
And then I think they just did Finn dirty by basically, essentially in the first movie, they set him up to be this like great character. Yeah, basically, essentially implying that he could be a Jedi.
Wait, he has the Force now, right? Isn't that confirmed?
Did he have the Force?
Sensitive.
Yeah, because they teased it at the last movie they did. He sensed it or something. That's right.
He sensed it, but he
couldn't know how to use it 100%.
Yeah, he didn't get training in it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, which like
Leia. Like he's
which I think is dumb. I mean, yes, you could focus on Rey because whatever. Because we could pull the SJW card and have also a woman and a black man, you know, as a prominent role for it. But
that's perfectly fine. But it's just like Daisy Ridley was such a fucking wet blanket of a character. She had no emotions through any of those films.
I just think there was really no progression for her character.
I don't know if that's writing or acting, but it's so fucking
probably writing.
Like Brie Larson.
It was probably the writing.
Hey, you leave my queen alone.
No, she can't fucking act to save her goddamn life, Tay.
You like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, and that was her best role, better than fucking Captain Marvel.
You leave my queen alone. I stand Captain Marvel. Nah, I mean,
I don't know. I just think they could have taken it in a whole direction. I also just think they did Luke dirty too. Like, I mean, I guess that was everyone was expecting like a big Luke comeback, and you know, and then
they want the comic Luke.
Yeah, I don't know. He either turned into comic relief or he just turned into this dark, mopey, fucking emo kid, and it was like, I don't know. I mean, I understand. It was from because I watch a lot of the videos and theories and stuff on YouTube, but it seems like they took a bunch of these ideas from all these extended universe comics from back in the day and tried to mash them all into one, and it didn't work.
That's what people wanted. People wanted extended universe stuff in the movies. Like Luke is like a beast in extended universe.
Yeah, so the whole Palpatine coming back was a couple. Like they've done that story a few times in like Dark Horse comics and everything. Kylo Ren is essentially Jason Skywalker or whatever his name is, which is Luke's son.
The son and grandson.
Son or grand, something like that. Yeah. But it was they just took all these characters, just kind of changed the names, changed a little bit of the characters, and they just mashed all these stories together. They shouldn't have been mashed together.
I think they blew it. They could have had something very raw if they just made Rey fucking evil and then Kylo good in the last film. I think that would have been sick as shit. But
that would be.
They wouldn't take that risk, which sucks.
I don't see why not. Make it.
I mean,
different.
they did it with the prequels. I mean, you're sitting there for essentially 3 movies watching. I mean, the irony of it is that you already know what's going to go down, but for the kids of the time, you're essentially watching this trilogy of this good guy who turns bad at the end, who becomes like the villain. Which, I mean, us older people, we're all like, we already know Anakin's going to become Darth Vader and stuff like that. But back in the day, when the kids who've never seen Star Wars, you know, it was still
that was our trilogy.
Yeah, that really was Jar Jar Binks, family household name. Misa make a good movie.
But I just think that the thing was, like Jordan said, they just blew it. They didn't have a plan. I think they basically just banked off of, they rode the coattails of the first movie. The first movie was such a success. It was essentially a retelling of A New Hope. It was the first Star Wars movie in like 10 years. But they didn't have an overall plan for the whole trilogy. Like, it seems like each movie is episodic rather than one continuous story, as it should be.
They truly pulled out member berries.
Yeah, the only reason that you know it's a trilogy is because the same characters show up. That's the only reason. There's no story connecting it.
There's no time gap between either of them, are they? Aren't they like right after each other?
I think there's a few years after, like a year or so, because isn't after the Last Jedi, like, and then in Rise of Skywalker we see Rey training, which I assume is at least a couple months, a year or something after the fact.
It was 2 weeks. She got 2 weeks training.
I haven't. They didn't tell you what the time got.
No,
I mean, it probably is knowing Ray's character. I mean, I like Ray, but
yeah, there's really
some
no
problems there.
I guess like they don't really define a time period. Really, but,
Yeah.
And then I also think that they lingered on a lot of stuff. Like they pulled the old fucking switcheroo with C-3PO on the third one, Chewie as well, and then they also the whole thing with like essentially turned into the Goonies, where they had like this mysterious artifact, like this knife dagger, which essentially led to nowhere. Like I mean,
forgot about that
subplot. It led to the Death Star or some dumb shit. You know,
What a
he left this
forgettable
trail.
movie.
Yeah,
I don't
The
remember
last
any
one?
of this shit.
I forgot about the dagger they found in at least
Is it because like
Sith Temple or something else.
when it first came
Something
out,
else.
I didn't watch
Yeah.
it for months. Like it came out last December?
Yeah,
Or-
right.
Yeah, so I didn't
Yeah.
watch it until April, like a couple
Oh,
months
really?
ago, and then I finally sat down and watched it. So it's still a little bit fresh, but it was still. I've only seen it once. I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to sit down and like just watch it again because I'm revisiting all the Star Wars movies and properties, anyways.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've made it through the sequel or prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. Now I'm procrastinating starting the sequel trilogy, and then
Dude, it's hard for me to watch the what is it? The first episode 1. I can't watch that movie at all.
no,
That movie's garbage, dude.
yeah.
I hate that movie.
You know,
That's
when
why at
I
least-
sat down and watched it, it went by a lot faster than I was expecting it to. I guess because I was also like drinking and looking at my phone a good bit of the time.
When you drink and look at your phone, it's easy to turn your brain off and just kind of
Yeah.
let Jar Jar just take you through this roller coaster.
Like I would
Phantom
look
Menace.
just look up at key moments. That's all I would do. It's just like, oh yeah, this is happening. Okay, look back down.
So you mean like the ending? That's the only important good part of the movie.
Yeah, the
Really?
lightsaber
Dharma.
fighting.
But we were
the
also
Phantom
like,
Menace.
nitpick because I've been watching it with my roommates and stuff. So we've just been like kind of like film criticky / like nitpicking like just a little bit of the story.
Mystery Science Theater in it.
Basically, yeah, it's just like it just doesn't make any sense, like some of that stuff. But and then so while I'm procrastinating the sequel trilogy, I've been watching Clone Wars and Mandalorian and stuff. I'm rewatching The Mandalorian.
It's so
Show's
good.
awesome.
It's very good.
Mandalorian is so good.
Yeah.
I might actually get my Disney Plus subscription back because I got mad at them and canceled it.
What happened?
Because they were overcharging me, dog.
Seriously? How much is it?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at all.
So
It's
it's
like
like
$7.99, right?
so it's $6.99, I think, right?
Yeah.
And so then I would look at my bank statement and it was like saying $7.90 something, which I'm like, okay, tax. And then I'm like, okay, let me do the math real quick. Okay, you're jacking like 25 cents from me, bro. And I was like, that's 25 cents a month,
That's
man.
Ed
That
Boy tax.
stuff stacks up, man. I'm canceling.
No,
So I canceled it for a minute. So I've just
Phantom
I've just been
Menace.
downloading the movies and stuff from like Amazon.
Phantom Menace and Solo. Terrible movie. Solo sucks.
I did
You watched that,
rewatch
Jordan?
Solo recently too, actually.
I hate that movie. It took me
I fell
3 times to
asleep.
watch that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it took me a couple times to watch it too. I fell asleep.
Stupid.
The only like memorable part of that movie was just the ending where
I don't remember the ending.
When the credits roll,
yeah.
fuck, what's his face shows up.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. That's the only thing I remember from that movie. I'm like, oh, sweet, something cool happens.
Stupid movie.
Can we get Rogue One Part 2?
Rogue One Part 2, yeah.
I think it came out in the 70s, right? I remember someone legit said that. Can we get a Rogue One Part 2? What do you mean Part 2?
Do you see that someone on there was actually a couple people on Reddit that they made like a mega edit of Revenge of the Sith mixed with the last season of Clone Wars, or like the
they
last
blended
couple
together.
episodes of Clone Wars. Yeah, they blended it together.
Because Revenge of the Sith, it starts from like, because it was a book first, right? And it ended there. Because that's how Anakin got his scar. We never explained why he got that scar. It was like some book or something else.
He got
That's
his
how Star
star
Wars
from
is.
Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, okay. Was it in the movie, right?
It wasn't in a movie. I don't think they even showed it in the show. Have you seen the OG Clone Wars, the 2D animated one?
Yeah,
the Samurai Jack one, basically. That fight that he has with Asajj Ventress on that planet, that's originally how he gets his scar. They don't show it in the show, I guess. I don't know, probably violence or something back in the day.
He actually slipped in the bathroom.
That 2D show.
Yeah, that's what the actor said. Yeah, he slipped in the bathroom.
Really? That's what happened?
Like said anything and he got that scar. He's like, no, he actually slipped in the bathroom and got it.
That's what they did to Luke. This is what they did to Luke when he got in a car accident in the 80s.
Oh yeah, he got like a motorcycle accident. It fucked up his face.
It was like a really bad one. So they said like that. So they said that white monster thing scratched him in the face in the movie.
Yeah, that's how they did it for Empire Strikes Back. He was in the back to tank to heal up or whatever. And that's how his face is messed up for the rest of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
God.
Oh man, where are we at? 141. Want to wrap up the show?
Yeah, I guess this would be a good place to wrap it up. We're almost
the
2
longest
hours.
episode. We can go for 2 hours. It can be the only episode of 2 hours. You feel like talking that long? That's a lot to render. I probably won't do that. We're gonna wrap it up. You have anything to say, Colin? Promote yourself.
Yeah, you want to promote?
The only thing I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/MonkeyOmega. I usually do it every day. I've been kind of taking every other day off recently, just exhaustion and anger. So I'll be doing some more stuff, usually retro stuff, Pokemon card game and everything. But that's really all I do.
Yes, you be playing that too.
Yeah. So are you gonna stream? I know you've been starting to stream and stuff, but
yeah, I need more games, and too streaming is like exhausting to me, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely the motivation that's kind of been one of my issues, but I'm definitely trying to stream more. I've been streaming a little bit more from PlayStation now. But industry secret, just use emulators, bro. That's how I literally do 90% of my games. Is I don't have an Elgato, so I have to do everything directly from the console or emulate it. But yeah, that's all I do. I stream sometimes, but that's the extent of my content creation right now.
I mean, you streaming.
I was gonna say thanks for having me on, guys. Though this has been fun.
Yeah.
First guest.
Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, man, it's been cool. It's definitely given me the motivation to do some more podcast or talk shows on my end and stuff too. So,
you got friends that want to do it around you? You said you mentioned that, right? What?
Yeah, I have a couple conspiracy nuts too that I work with too. They'll probably do some stuff with me,
dude. I will listen to that podcast too. It's all conspiracy.
Yeah.
I mean, it basically just involves me getting, taken back about 6 or 7 beers, and basically turns into me yelling and rambling about aliens.
Bro science or whatever it's called.
Yeah, because literally
that sounds like a good podcast. Yeah.
Literally all my conspiracy theories go back to aliens. I'm just gonna let you know that's how I end it. Everything's tied back to aliens. That's how it goes.
So whenever that happens,
created the Loch Ness monster.
The Loch Ness monster is the alien. Well, cool. But thanks for having me, guys. I think it's definitely been fun. Yeah, man. And I hope you guys keep going, dude. This show's awesome. I've been listening to it a lot, so I've been enjoying it, man.
Sweet, dude.
Thanks, man. Dude.
Yeah, man.
First fan and first guest. Yeah. So anyway, guys, go follow what he does. Twitch.tv/MonkeyOmega. You can. Wait, I don't know what to say.
MonkeyOmega or
MonkeyOmega.
MonkeyOmega. Yeah, you can subscribe. I am affiliate and stuff, but you don't have to. You can follow. I don't really have anything. I don't have emotes and stuff. But I mean, if you play Pokemon card game, if you do follow or subscribe, I will give you a free code for a free pack online if you want.
Hey, look at him.
Because I have a whole list of codes that I've just gotten, and I just every now and then I'll add a code and get a pack just for some. But and I do giveaways and stuff too for the codes, but it's been dying down in frequency, but I'm trying to do it a little bit more now. So
yeah. So many guys, you made it this far. You made it to 100. I keep saying that every single time I say 100. An hour and 46 minutes.
I'm gonna keep it 2 Virgils with you.
What? I keep saying that everywhere.
What's his? I don't know his last name, but Virgil. It's some dude named Virgil. He owns
$50.
Yeah, he donated $50. So now everyone's like, "I want to keep it 2 Virgils with you."
Yeah. But you should like that video. If you like this video, you should like it, share it,
like, subscribe,
hit the
give us your
fucking bell.
unborn child.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
Peace out.
See you guys.
Bye.